Have you ever felt like something was off about your neighbor? Maybe they stare for too long, maybe they know a little too much about your routine, or maybe they have a secret so dark it makes your skin crawl. Tonight, we're diving into 5 real-life horror stories about neighbors who turned out to be absolute nightmares. Lock your doors, turn off the lights, and let's begin. Story 1. The Peephole Nightmare. Mia had just moved into her new apartment when she noticed something strange. Every time she passed her front door, she felt like she was being watched. At first, she thought it was just paranoia, until one night she heard a faint tapping at her peephole. She looked through and nearly screamed. A bloodshot eye was staring right at her. Mia's creepy neighbor had been watching her through her own peephole, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. She immediately called the police, and when they arrived, they found a set of duplicate keys in his pocket. He had been planning to enter her apartment that night. Imagine if she hadn't looked through the peephole first. Story 2. The Basement Secret. Josh always thought his neighbor, Mr. Klein, was just a harmless old man until the smell started, a rotting, sickly odor coming from his basement. One night, curiosity got the best of him. When Mr. Klein wasn't home, Josh snuck through an unlocked back door and crept down into the basement. The moment he flicked on the light, his stomach turned. Cages lining the walls. Inside them, people, barely alive, too weak to scream. Josh ran. He called the police, who raided the house hours later. Mr. Klein had been keeping missing persons locked in his basement for years. The news called him a monster, but Josh, he just called him neighbor. Story 3. The Wall Scratching. Emma lived in a cheap apartment complex separated from her neighbor by nothing but a thin wall. Every night she heard scratching, slow, deliberate. One night, the scratching stopped. Instead, a voice whispered through the wall, "I finally made a hole. I can see you now." Emma bolted. She didn't stop running until she reached the front office. Security checked her apartment and found a peephole drilled through the wall right above her bed. Her neighbor had been watching her sleep for weeks. If you're still watching, take a second to subscribe, because trust me, you don't want to miss the stories I have coming next. Story 4. The Smiling Man. Next door, Danny's neighbor was always smiling, no matter what time of day, no matter the weather, always the same grin. It wasn't until Danny checked his doorbell camera footage that he realized the truth. Every night at 3 a.m., his neighbor stood outside his house, staring at his bedroom window, smiling. One night, Danny decided to confront him. He stepped outside, but the moment he spoke, his neighbor turned and sprinted faster than any normal human should be able to run. The next morning, Danny went to report it, but the police told him something terrifying. The house next door had been empty for years. Story 5. The Crawlspace Guest. Nina always heard noises in her attic, but she lived alone. One night she set up a baby monitor up there just to prove to herself it was nothing. The next morning she checked the footage and saw a man staring into the camera, his lips curling into a grin. The police found a makeshift bed hidden in her attic's crawl space. Someone had been living there for months. He was never caught. How well do you really know your neighbors? That's it for tonight. If these stories made your skin crawl, hit the like button so I know you want more. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because trust me, The scariest stories are yet to come. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and check your peephole before you open the door.